It gives me a grand and distinct honor to introduce our speaker. As many of you are aware, you can read his bio on the program on today. However, when the president thinks very long and hard about who to bring before his students who are preparing to embark upon the world, he considers a number of different things. He considers whether or not they would be truth tellers and authentic. And I can certainly tell you that Judge Price is a truth teller. You can learn from some of your harshest critics, and I can tell you Judge Price has certainly offered his fair share of criticisms. But those are the kind of individuals that you would like to hear from. Individuals who will tell you the truth. Individuals who will speak straight and speak direct. Not behind your back. Well, even if they do it behind their back, they'll say the same thing in front of you. I'm particularly endeared to Judge Price because Judge Price invited me to one of the most historic places in Alabama, which you may or may not be aware of. He is the only African American in the state and history of Alabama that has a courthouse named after an African American. For that, we should recognize him. On that day, he brought me into his office. Well, you see the name on the building? Is that your name? Well, who? He used some words I probably can't share. Well, whose name you think is on that building? So, of course, the young president was immediately shepherded into his office, shepherded throughout the building, and what was astounding to me that in my conversations, though direct and sometimes gruff, you would think that everybody didn't like him. We walked around and saw security guards, we saw attorneys, and everybody ran up and gave all these stories about who Judge Price was. And I said, I didn't know I was walking with a celebrity. And then, of course, he said, well, who the heck you thought I was dealing with? So whatever words of encouragement he offers that might be laced with a little pain, just understand it comes from a good place. He's my fraternity brother from Alpha Phi Alpha, but most importantly, he's a trustee and a distinct member of the Tuskegee University family. Will you please stand on your feet and join me in welcoming this year's Baccalaureate Speaker, the Honorable Judge Charles Price.
Let me move this. I don't understand all this technology. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I do indeed want to thank Dr. Johnson for that very kind and gracious introduction. He did in his style, and I like his style. In addition to introducing me and presenting me to you, as we were coming in the chapel, Dr. Johnson said, look, you can take as much time you want. I said, well, I don't know. I'm caught between you and my wife. She said, be short. You saying be long. I'm going to obey my wife, I can tell you that. But I do indeed want to thank you for that introduction. And to the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Page, a man who is serving with distinction, and other trustees on the dais, and to the faculty and the staff, and all of those assembled here, parents and students. It is a very high honor and a privilege to be here this morning. President Johnson, I want to thank you for elevating me to such high, lofty height, to accord me this opportunity to speak and share my thoughts on this most auspicious occasion. I am proud and grateful to be here and be part of this baccalaureate program. I'm equally more so proud to be here with my wife, a graduate of Tuskegee, Ms. Bernice Price. Please stand. Of course, she's sitting with the First Lady, Ms. Johnson, also Ms. Griffin, also a graduate of Tuskegee. It is always a sobering experience to walk on hallowed grounds, grounds walked by Dr. Booker T. Washington, grounds walked by Dr. George Washington Carver, and the notable presidents of this great university walked. The grounds the superb faculty members have walked over generations. This is truly hallowed grounds. To each other students here, this day has to be filled with a lot of honor and sense of accomplishment. As you sit here, knowing how long and tedious the road has been that has led you here. So to you, savor this moment. To parents and relatives, I know you have to be proud, filled with a sense of relief and accomplishment, knowing that many sacrifices have been made. And there's one thing I know and I'm certain of, that you, the students, parents, relatives, and all assembled here do not need nor do you want to hear a long speech, as long as it has taken you to get here today. So please be assured I will not be standing here that long. This is your day, students, not mine, and I promise you I will be mindful of that, because I know really you're thinking about tomorrow. So allow me to offer a few thoughts about your future adventures. I propose a question to you. It is a paraphrase of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s, and it is, where do you go from here? The answer might seem simplistic to you who respond with, I'll go out, find me a job, make plenty of money, and live, quote, the good life, unquote. Too simple, but more importantly, too unrealistic. Let me offer 3 steps in the process of your responses. You must first ask yourself, what is my moral compass? You are here according to some ordained purpose. Where do you fit in the scheme of things? Alan Alda, a famous actor, speaking to a graduation class, offered a guide to this process by saying, you have to leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your conscience, your intuition. You can't get there by bus, only by walking, and not knowing quite what you're doing. What you will discover will be wonderful, because what you will discover is yourself. I say to you, to discover yourself is your part of discovery of your moral compass. In life, you'll need a light. You'll need a guide. You cannot simply walk out of here and find that light. Life is about building a fire, not finding one already lighted. And so you ask, where's the match I need to start the fire that will be my guide? As many before me have said, the match is the generosity, the kindness, the compassion, the helping hand, the service you extend to others. Don't leave here thinking you are smarter, more powerful than others. You here have been given only learner's permit. How you use that permit will decide whether you pass the test to your life license. The tests involve how you treat others, especially those with no degrees, how you respond to others with less education than you have, those who have not had the opportunity, not the privilege, and the pleasure of studying here at Tuskegee University. If you leave here with your head in the sky, full of arrogance, full of pomposity, the one who knows more about what to be known than anyone else, you leave here full of yourself, you will fail. David Brooks, a commentator, once said, in speaking to a commencement, in order to fulfill yourself, you have to forget yourself. In order to find yourself, you have to lose yourself. Does losing yourself mean you must forget everything you learned here at Tuskegee? No. What it does mean is the knowledge you acquired here must follow you and put to use by learning what it means to be truly human. If you existed alone in the world, there will be no need to learn how to work with others, how to share, and how to respect the humanity in everyone, even those without degrees. Number 3, follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. In a graduation speech a few years ago, Winston Marsalis, the great jazz musician and teacher, said to the class, you have the gift of time. Use it to do what you love. Believe everything is possible, and then work like hell to make it happen. Respond to your intuition and make it happen. If you have ever observed a turtle, you probably noticed that it cannot walk. It cannot move until it sticks its head out. The turtle is following his natural instincts, Something inside the turtle instincts tell it how to move. You must be guided by your passion, your intuition, your instincts. They will tell you when to move. So where do you go from here? Harriet Tubman expressed it well when she said, always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and most important, the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. There's nothing as important as passion. The late Dr. Maya Angelou identified what you should be about when she said, life is not merely to survive, but to thrive with passion. Whether you go from here, you go to success. You must always remember that success is not counted by the job you get. Success comes with lessons learned and experienced, not by rushing through life, but by walking. It is measured by the lives you touch. It is measured by the hearts you light with your kindness, your generosity, your compassion, and by the service you extend to others. So where are you going? Use the advice of Arthur Ashe, the great tennis player, African-American tennis player, the first African-American male to win at Wimbledon, when he said, start where you are, use what you have, most importantly, do what you can. And you're called upon to do what you can. There'll be many challenges in life that you will meet and that we would need you to confront and do something about. And when the call comes to say who will go, you'll step forward and say, here I am, send me, I will go. And you'll be prepared because you have studied here at Tuskegee University. Finally, I want to leave you with the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said, to laugh often and much, to lead the world a better place, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Thank you, and may God bless you.
We thank Judge Price for his words, solemn words, sober words, and truthful words.